Hey, Facebook family. I am so excited to talk to you today for us to share our time together. My name is Andrea of Andrea Gonzalez Motivations, and I am here to greet you all with love. I'm here to inspire you with hope, to challenge you for change, and to impact you that it changes your life. It's Tuesday. I'm coming to you late because I had lots of appointments today, but I did not want this day to end at midnight and we didn't talk about it, think about it, and then do something about it. On this Tuesday, we're going to talk a little bit about something that successful people must refrain from. Refrain means to not do, to stay clear away from. Successful people must refrain from being the three M's. They must refrain from being impulsive, immature, and impatient. I'm going to say that again. Our conversation today on this Tuesday, as we talk about it, and then as we talk, I want us to think about it. And as we think about it, then I want us to put something in motion and do something about it. Successful people must refrain from being impulsive, impatient, and immature. Let's get into it, why don't we? Impulsive people are influenced mainly by their feelings. It's a mental state for them. It's when they think emotionally or they have this feeling that arises in them, they create a certain action. They do things suddenly. They do it without mostly thinking about it. They're instantaneous kind of people that are prompted by the feelings that they're surrounded with mentally. And so it can be triggered by a variety of things. There are some people that are impulsive, and when they're impulsive, they buy things. There are some people that are impulsive and they eat things. There are people that are impulsive. It can be a large scale of what your impulses or these feelings that come up that cause you to do something. That's something as a successful person you're going to have to not get under control, but you're going to have to refrain from being. Successful people can't be impulsive. We can't be quick to navigate here and then navigate there, because what happens is we don't focus on anything, because as soon as something else exciting shows up in our life or something else shows up that seems to be more interesting, then we turn and go in that direction. Successful people cannot be moved by their impulses. Remember, this is not a finish line race. This is a marathon. This is a journey that you never arrive to. You never set your sights and you're there without continuing to do forward movement. Listen, journeys are for a long extended period of time, because even when you become successful and you get where you're going, there's still going to be some new information. There's still going to be some new experiences. There's still going to be some new thought processes. There's going to be some eye opening. There's going to be some awakening. There's going to be some new wisdom that you obtain. So in order to be successful, refrain from being a person of impulse. Don't allow your feelings to dictate what you do. When you let your feelings dictate what you do, I promise you that you won't ever reach your level of success, because you are not being moved by thoughts. You are not being moved by understanding. You're not being moved by the aim and the goal. You're being moved by how you feel. And if you don't learn anything else from me, know that your feelings change from second to second, and from minute to minute, and from hour to hour, and from day to day. I explained to you a long time ago that it seems like the studies say that when the sun is shining, people are more, they feel better. They have a smile on their face more. They feel more energetic. I know it has something to do with the sun rays and the vitamins and that, but I'm talking about people who are moved by their emotions. They never truly get to be their best self, because their emotions dictate what they do. If I feel good, I'll do this. If I don't feel good, I'm not going to do this. If I feel like it, I'm going to move forward into this. Your feelings are not the indicator that you're doing something right or wrong. The work is the indicator that you're doing something right or wrong. The lack of work shows you're not doing it. The increase of work shows that you're getting it done. The next thing is successful people must refrain from being impatient. Oh, this is a touchy subject. Impatience. Now, everyone shows some impatience at different times in life, and it depends on the situation. But we're talking about people who are very impatient, and that's how generally they carry on their lifestyle. Their lifestyle, not the situation, but their lifestyle. They're very impatient. Impatient people are not accepting of things put on delay. They are frustrated by the idea of having to wait. Not only by the things that are put on delay, but they fight against opposition. Like if it seems like things aren't working for them, and they jot off to make it happen on their own, and it seems like they make more issues for themselves than they create a success story for themselves. Have you ever noticed people who won't listen? They're impatient. You can't tell them anything. You can't engage with them on that level. And then when they mess up, then when it doesn't work out their way, then they come back to you and they want help getting out of something that you tried to forewarn them about, but their patience wouldn't let them wait it out. Impatient people are restless. Their desires that they have supersede within their thought process. Their expectations and their eagerness for what it is that they want right now, right here, this very second, is all that they can really see. That's all they can really concentrate on. Successful people cannot be impatient because success is not overnight. If you think you're going to get into whatever it is you want to do, if you're going to enroll yourself in school and you think that you enrolled yourself in school and you started school in September, and if you think for some reason that you are more gifted than the average Joe, that by December, Christmas, you're going to walk across the stage with a degree because you've taken all those classes. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how gifted you are. I don't care what your IQ is. Nobody gets everything like that. It's not a snap of the fingers. It's not a flip of the wrist. It's not a push button, microwave answer. Give it to me now. Impatient people are relentless to get what they want right here, right now. And another thing is, to them, they don't ever weigh the cost. They don't ever weigh the cost. They can go into a store and see something that they want, and so their impulses take over. I gotta have that. I gotta have it right now. I gotta have it right now. I gotta have it right now. They walk through the store and they say, I'm not gonna get it, but then they keep coming back to it. They're like, if I don't get it, it might not be here next week. If I don't get it now, as if you don't get it today, if you don't get it right now, that, the bottom's gonna drop out or something. Like you don't have another shirt that you could possibly wear, or you don't have enough pair of shoes that you could just bypass these. No, the impulse says, I have to have it. I'm going to feel like a better person if I get it. The impatient says, I can't wait for it to go on sale because, they're going to look better on my feet at $90 than they do at $15. It's stuff like that that keeps you from being your best self and from reaching your level of success. Let's move on. Successful people must refrain from being immature. Immaturity does not have anything to do with a number. It's not about being 20 or being 25 or being 30 or being 50 or even being 80. Immature is not being fully developed emotionally. It is a juvenile-like mind. It is a premature understanding that has not allowed itself to develop into a well-rounded objective way of thinking. There are so many people that possess this immaturity, young and old. Now, I expect young people to be foolish and immature because they don't have enough time under their belt to have the maturity that others beyond their age have. But I am expecting at some point beyond 30 years old for the childishness to be put away, for the attitude of my way or highway, or ranting and raving and screaming and raising your voice and all of this crazy stuff that kids do. And then all of a sudden you want to act like, well, you got my emotions flared up, or, I was real, taken off by what you said. Or successful people are not immature. they're not impatient, and they are not impulsive. You've got to take control of your life in order to take control of your destiny. Your destiny is counting on you being somebody that can have and maintain control. Can you maintain control? Don't say it to me. Ask yourself, what level of success have I reached in my life? And if you have reached any level, how did you get there? Did you get there by being impulsive? Did you get there by being immature? Did you get there by being impatient? The answer to that is probably not. Probably not. All of these are adjectives that describes some person's behavior. It is your behavior. You have been doing it so long. It's a habit to you that it is now your behavior. It is how people perceive that you behave because you continue to show this kind of attitude. And whether you know it or not, the consequences that come from it work against you being successful, work against you being financially independent, work against you being where you want to be. It works against your personal development. It works against you being your best self. How can you be your best self if you're going to be immature? How? Listen. Some characteristics of each one of them, so maybe you can figure out if you fit into any of them, or if you have bypassed it and you've grown up a little bit, or maybe you don't even recognize that maybe these things are happening to you, but no one's ever pointed them out. So if you're impulsive, you give no forethought to the or reflection or consideration to the consequences that are on the other end of your impulse, such as you buy everything, rack up the credit card, and then you don't think about that the bill's got to come to your house. Ding dong, bill will come to your house. But you are so impulsive, it was so easy to go cha-ching, 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 and now you look at the bill and you're like, how did this bill become $800? Because of your impulses, because of your feelings of not thinking forethought of, if I charge this, I have to pay for it later. And then most of the time you don't have the money, so you don't pay the credit card off. You pay for it on a monthly basis, which means that you give more to that item that you bought than it was even worth. Being impulsive. The other thing is, when you're being an impatient person, you are predisposed to a perception or to perceive virtually that all situations are as a threat to you. You believe that the slightest things that happen, they send you straight from here to the moon because you're impatient. You see things as people are trying to stop you from getting where you're trying to go. So you push through the crowd. So you speed everywhere you go. So you put yourself in reckless situations because you refuse to be patient. Not only that, but you generally develop high blood pressure. You have all of these physical issues and symptoms that come from an inner feeling that you begin to display in your behavior. Immature, having low esteem, not self-esteem. You have low esteem. Not only that, but you also have low confidence when you're immature. You can use your immaturity to get you what you want from people because you use it in a manipulative and a deceptive kind of way. You use it and you exhibit some bullying, like pushing what you want upon people because you're immature to wait. You're immature to go through the process. You're immature in how you handle those things. You also can be unreasonable in your sensitivity level. Like everything is a 12 for you on a 10 Richter scale. And everything is an absolute, a moment of total terror and destruction when you're immature. You don't perceive things out of the right mindset, out of the right lens, out of the right understanding. Matter of fact, you disregard anything that anybody else has to say, and you only take to thought what you think. How do you evolve as a person that only takes into thought that what you think? You have to think about what other people are thinking. You have to be able to see it from another lens. You have to be able to perceive another way of understanding that thing so that you can get the best perspective on it. So that you can see that That the person who cut you off isn't out to get you. They're not trying to wreck your car. But what happened is they swerved because someone came onto the highway and they didn't see them and they were going to run to the back of them. So that person sped up and they got in front of you. But being immature, you'd honk the horn, give them the middle finger, even say that. That's immature. Immature. Listen, I'm going to get ready to leave you. But success is not accomplished by chance. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, I just arrived here by chance. I didn't really try hard at all. Or accident. No one gets a degree, a master degree, a doctorate degree by just, I don't know why they gave it to me. No, you worked for it. Success is something you work at and you're diligent about it. It is an intentional, direct aim towards your goal. They are thinkers. Successful people are thinkers, and they are discerners of things. They are trained mentally. They are givers, and they are deliberate to the practice of hard work towards the goal. They are readers, and they, number one, are not quitters. I get so tired of people who quit. It don't look like it's going your way, so you quit. It didn't turn out the way you wanted to, so you quit. Nobody was going to support you, so you quit. You quit. You've tried 100 things. You've never accomplished anything. Isn't that amazing how many people enroll in school but don't graduate? Isn't it amazing how many people start a job? How many jobs they actually start in their career of life? And I'm not talking going from one job to be blessed to another job. I'm talking about they just quit. I don't really like this boss over here, so I'm going to quit. It's interesting to me. How do you think that you're going to be successful if you continue to be impulsive, immature, and you continue to be impatient? I don't know everything. But what I do know is what I've experienced and what I've witnessed and what I've been in the middle of and what I have been privileged to clearly be able to rationalize within myself from things that have happened to me and things that I watch happen to other people. I want to be a success. I am on my way to being my best self. But successful people must refrain from being those three things: impatient, impatient, impulsive, and immature. You will never reach your level of success being any of those three things. I hope that I have given you something to think about, something to talk about over with yourself and be honest with yourself, and then something to set a plan that you can begin to X these things out of your life if you want to be your best self. Hope I helped you. I helped myself. Have a good day.